Have you ever considered that the pain you feel today could be the result of habits you've nurtured, perhaps unknowingly, over the years? Today, we're going to dive into the 8 habits that make you weak. These are not just actions, but also patterns woven into the fabric of our daily lives, subtly but firmly hindering us from reaching our true potential. We will discover are just one step away from our power and closer to unnecessary pain. But fear not, for awareness will bring the power to change. So join us as we begin this transformational journey. Demystify these habits, understand their impact, and most importantly, learn how to break free from them. Let's turn our weaknesses into strengths together. Habit number 1. Delay time. Do you ever stop to reflect on the moments lost to the whispering ghost of later? Marcus Aurelius, an icon of Stoic thinking, once said, "Time you like to waste is not time wasted." However, he also warns us about the fleeting nature of life, urging us to seize the moment. How many times have we found ourselves saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," only to discover that tomorrow is a gallery of yesterday, unclaimed pictures of what could have been, could there be. Let's dive into a story that revolves around the threads of everyday life. Imagine a young writer, burning with ideas and dreams, sparkling like stars in the night sky. But every day he told himself, "Tomorrow I will start writing my novel." The weather changed. The pages remained blank, and the story within him became a shadow, an untold story. His procrastination and a series of whispers convinced him that there was always another day. But what if tomorrow is an illusion, a mirage in the desert of time? Now I turn to you and ask directly, what dreams are you cherishing in the quiet corner of your heart? What masterpiece lies within you, waiting for the courage to break free from the chains of procrastination? The Stoics remind us, through the wisdom of Seneca, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life does not give us the luxury of endless tomorrows. Every day is a gift, an opportunity to enter the arena of life, to draw, to write, to love, to live. When faced with the spectre of procrastination, let us apply the Stoic virtue of amor fati fated love. This is not passive acceptance, but embracing life's challenges, including the struggle against procrastination, as opportunities for growth. The story of your life is being written with every passing moment. Let it not be a story of what could have been, but a story of action, determination, and accomplishment. So I ask you, what step will you take today toward your dream? Will you let another sunset pass by with the song in your heart unsung, the picture of your soul unpainted? The Stoics believe in the power of now, in the power of today. Let us learn from their wisdom and make every moment a step towards realizing our dreams. Ultimately, the fight against procrastination doesn't take place tomorrow. It has triumphed in today's relentless pursuit. So let us arise, not as prisoners of time, but as masters of it, embracing each moment with the enthusiasm of those who know that now is the only time there really is. Habit number 2. Negative self-talk. Imagine walking the bustling streets of ancient Rome, where the Stoics were, their minds ablaze with intellectual pursuits. They know well the power of words, especially the words we use to speak to ourselves. How often do we react to our own lives with words of doubt, fear, and self-criticism? Let me tell you a story, one that mirrors countless others, but gets to the heart of this issue uniquely. Imagine a young artist, her canvas stretched out before her, vast and unmarked. However, instead of coloring, she painted her doubts in grey tones. "I'm not okay," she whispered to the empty room. "Why try?" Her talent, as vast as the ocean, is blocked by the narrow banks of negative self-talk. But what if she whispered instead, "I will learn, I will grow," or "I will succeed"? Now I turn this mirror towards you. What words do you draw in your mind picture? Do they lift you up or chain you down? The Stoics taught us the art of perception, the art of seeing not only with the eyes but also with the soul. They believe in the power of thoughts to shape our reality. Epictetus reminds us, we are worried not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens. So how do we reframe this narrative? How do we turn the tide of this battle from within? Start by observing your thoughts like a Stoic observer. When negativity whispers about yourself, respond with kindness and strength. I am learning, I am growing, and I can overcome. It is a practice, a discipline, and also part of Stoicism. Interactive question for you. What is a negative thought you often find yourself believing, and how can you counter it today with a positive affirmation? Share your thoughts and participate in the process. It is in sharing that we find common ground and common strength. Negative self-talk is more than just a habit. It reflects how we see ourselves within the fabric of the universe. The Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of all things, including our thoughts and the universe around us. By changing our inner dialogue, we not only transform ourselves, we are repeating change throughout the universe. Remember that your words are powerful and even sacred. They have the power to build and break, to heal and to harm. Choose them with the wisdom of the Stoics, with the care of a soul sculptor. Because ultimately, the most important conversation you have is the one within, the one between you and your soul. Habit number 3. Avoiding challenges. It seems that life offers us a sea to sail, vast and full of possibilities, but we choose to stay anchored in the harbor, fearing the storms, rather than yearning for adventure. This is not just about facing challenges, it is about understanding why embracing them is essential to our nature. Let us learn from the Stoic wisdom of Seneca, who once said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." If you want, imagine you are standing at the edge of the forest. Huge trees, unexplored paths, and shadows dancing with the unknown. Yes, to enter that forest requires courage, but to avoid it is to deny yourself the opportunity to explore what lies beyond. Have you ever stood at the edge of your own forest, heart pounding in fear of what's inside, and at the same time nervous about the unknown? Let's look at the story of a young athlete, eyes set on the highest peak, the toughest race. Every fiber of her being screamed to retreat, to choose a gentler path, a less arduous challenge. However, it was in the act of facing this enormous task, pushing the limits, that she found her true strength. This is not just her story, it is a story shared through the ages, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Now I would like to turn to you, dear listeners. What is your forest? What is the challenge you are avoiding? Perhaps you don't even realize it. The Stoics teach us that within every obstacle lies the seed of opportunity, a chance for growth and self-discovery. It's not about seeking difficulty for its own sake, but realizing that the path to virtue, to excellence, to the best version of ourselves, is often paved with challenge. Interactive question for you. Reflect on a time when you faced a challenge head-on. How has it transformed you? Share your story and join this journey of introspection. Through sharing, we not only find common ground but also find collective strength. Avoiding challenges may seem like a safe choice, but in reality, it's the most dangerous path. That is the path to stagnation, to the dimming of the light within us, the light that shines brightest when challenged. However, the Stoic path is one that engages with the world, with our fears, dreams, and potential. Finally, let us remember that the greatest challenge we will face is not out there but within us. It is the challenge of overcoming our own resistance to growth, of daring to step into the woods, to the summit, into the arena of our own lives. The Stoics remind us that above all, this is a battle worth fighting. So let us face trials not as burdens, but as blessings, as opportunities to forge our character in the fire of perseverance and courage. Because within challenges lies the essence of life, a call to adventure that resonates in every human soul. Number 4. Indulging in excessive materialism. In the bustling marketplaces of our lives, where every stall and seller preaches the virtues of possession and abundance, there lies a subtle trap, a temptation as old as time itself. Excessive materialism. It's a siren song that promises happiness with just one more purchase, an illusion of satisfaction that always vanishes upon arrival. This is not just about what we own, but also about what owns us. About finding the courage to ask, does having more really mean more? The Stoics, the ancient philosophers who clothed themselves not in wealth but in wisdom, teach us a different tune. They invite us to a feast of contentment, served not on tables, groaning under the weight of excess, but in simple, profound joys that no amount of money can buy. Then imagine a life measured not by the height of your treasure pile, but by the depth of your gratitude for what you already have. Imagine a man, every inch of his house is filled with the latest gadgets, and his wardrobe is filled with the latest trends, but he wakes up every morning hungry without any food. Which shopping can satisfy? Each new acquisition, a fleeting victory, each possession, a new streak. Contrast this with the story of someone who chooses to tread lightly on the earth, finding joy in the laughter of friends, the beauty of a sunset, and the richness of a moment of stillness. Which of these do you think sleeps more peacefully? What can you let go of today that will truly free you? Engage with this mindset. Please share your thoughts, because when we share, we realize we are not alone in our journey to find meaning beyond material things. The Stoics remind us that it is not the possession of things that brings true happiness, but mastery of our desires, and understanding that we are perfect as we are. They teach us to build fortresses not of stone or steel, nor to guard treasures of gold and silver, but to strengthen our inner self, making our peace and contentment become invulnerable to the whims of fate. In a world that constantly whispers that more is better, that happiness can be bought and sold, let us dare to whisper back, enough is enough. Let us have the courage to say that what we have, who we are, is enough. This is not a call to avoid worldly goods, but to question their hold on our hearts, to distinguish between use and excess, between need and want. As we move through this life, let us remember the teachings of the Stoics, that true wealth is measured not in money, but in the value of virtue, in the richness of our relationships. Our relationships and the peace that comes from knowing that we are enough. So let us challenge the narrative of materialism, not with judgment, but with compassion towards ourselves and others, as we all face the temptations of the market. Finally, remember that the most valuable things in life cannot be bought or sold. These are moments of connection, laughter, love, and the quiet satisfaction of being truly present. This is the wealth that the Stoics invite us to seek, a priceless, immeasurable treasure. Habit number 5. Seeking external validation. Man is disturbed not by things but by his opinion of them. observed the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, referring to the heart of our discussion today, according to chasing external validation. Imagine for a moment that you lived in a world where your value was currency, fluctuating according to the opinions of others, where your value rose and fell with the tide of social approval. This isn't just a thought experiment. For many people, it is a daily reality, a maze of searching for likes, applause, nods, and recognition from the outside world, often at the cost of forgetting about the treasure inside. Let's get closer to the story of Alex, a young, aspiring musician whose guitar strings sing melodies that can make the soul dance. However, Alex plays the piano not for the love of music, but for the love it can win from others. Every note is considered not by how much it resonates with his inner self, but by how much applause it will garner. The irony. The more he searched for approval, the more elusive it became, like chasing shadows in a dimly lit room. His music, once a river of pure expression, has now become a reflection of other people's expectations. Now, ponder this. Have you, like Alex, ever found yourself performing on the stage of life, seeking recognition from audiences around the world? It was a period where the applause could be intoxicating, but the silence was deafening. The Stoics offer us a way out of this performance, a path back to our true selves. They teach us that the approval we seek must first come from within, from living a life consistent with our own values and virtues. Epictetus's wisdom illuminates the folly of entrusting our values to the court of public opinion. Because what is popular is not always right, and what is right is not always popular. Seeking external validation is like building a house on sand, susceptible to all waves of opinion and criticism. Then consider the power of turning your gaze inward, of finding authenticity in your actions, your integrity, and your commitment to virtue. Imagine a life where your sense of worth is anchored not in the shifting opinions of others, but in the foundation of your own character. This is the ideal of Stoicism, where freedom is found not in applause, but in authenticity. I encourage you to take some time today to ask yourself, what qualities do I appreciate? What actions can I take to align with these virtues, regardless of external validation? Share your thoughts and join this inward journey. Through such introspection, we discover our true worth, which goes far beyond applause. Let us remember that although the approval of others may bring satisfaction, it is only a fleeting joy. True joy and lasting satisfaction come from living a life true to ourselves, to our values, and to the wisdom passed down through the ages. Habit number 6. Inability to cope with negative emotions. Let's dive into the story of Emma, someone just like you or me. Emma faces an internal storm when she unexpectedly loses her job. Waves of fear and waterfalls of self-doubt threatened to drown her. Like many of us, Emma felt overwhelmed at first, her ship rocking dangerously. It's a scenario familiar to many, where negative emotions cloud our judgment, leading us down a path of despair and weakness. However, the wisdom of Stoicism offers a ray of hope in such turbulent times. It teaches us not to hide from the storm, but to calmly weather it. The Stoics believed in the power of perception, the ability to choose our response to the outside world. Emma, inspired by the teachings of Stoicism, begins to see her situation not as a shipwreck, but as an opportunity to build a more resilient ship, cultivating, hone your skills, and aiming for new horizons. Now, I invite you, dear listeners, to reflect on your own life. How do you react to storms of negative emotions? Do you allow them to steer your ship off course, or do you, like the Stoics, keep your finger on the wheel, knowing that while you may not be able to control the storm, you still control your ship? Join in with this thought and share your story. It is through sharing that we find commonality, strength, and perhaps a way to overcome the storm. The Stoics remind us that our emotions are not the enemy. Rather, it is our response to them that can lead us to chaos or peace. When we master our emotions, we not only find peace, but also find strength. It's about acknowledging the storm, understanding its nature, and then overcoming it with wisdom and courage. This doesn't mean we won't feel fear, sadness, or anger, but that we recognize these emotions as signals rather than commanders of our actions. In short, remember that your ability to deal with negative emotions is like your ability to be the captain of your ship in the vast ocean of life. Storms will come, but with Stoic wisdom as your compass, you can overcome them, not with weakness but with resilience, not with despair but with hope. This is the path to inner strength, a life that is not free from storms, but where we are free within them. Habit number 7. Dwelling on past mistakes. In the great theatre of life, where each of us plays many roles, there is one scene that is often replayed: the act of dwelling on past mistakes. Imagine for a moment that you're the director of your own life's play, but instead of moving on to the next act, you're stuck, playing the same scene over and over again. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, could say, "I have made mistakes, but I have not been defeated by them. Every mistake taught me, and in every misstep I found direction." Have you ever been caught up in a spiral of your own past mistakes? That's where growth is stunted, where the same script is read endlessly. But what if you change the scenario? What if instead of getting lost in thought you asked, "What can this teach me?" This is not just rhetoric. I invite you right now to think about a past mistake. Understood? Now, find a lesson it taught you. Feel free to share it, to turn your solitary thoughts into a shared beacon of learning. The Stoic path is not about denying emotions or ignoring the past, but about harnessing them as tools for growth. It teaches us to observe our past, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Every mistake and every wrong step becomes a stepping stone on the journey to wisdom. This is the essence of Stoic practice, turning obstacles into opportunities, not through the magic of words, but through the alchemy of perspective. Dwelling on past mistakes is like walking through life with a heavy chain around your neck, each link made up of what-ifs and regrets. But here is the key to Stoicism. You have the power to unlock that chain, not by forgetting the past, but by reframing it. It's a process of admitting mistakes, drawing wisdom, and then, most importantly, letting it go. When we release the mistakes of the past, we open our arms to the possibilities of the present and the future. We allow ourselves to move from the role of trapped director, endlessly reenacting the same scene, to the role of empowered playwright, capable of creating new actions filled with growth, possibility recovery, and forward movement. So, as we navigate the complex story of our lives, remember the Stoic guidance. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. We look back not to stay, but to learn, taking with us only the lessons that light the way forward. In doing so, we transform the heaviness of past mistakes into the lightness of present wisdom, ready to write the next chapter, not with the ink of regret, but with the pen of understanding and maturity. Habit number 8. Ignoring the well-being of others. Let's dive into the story of James, a man who climbed the ladder of success, each step taking him higher in his career. However, with every step up, he becomes more and more distant from the world below, from the needs, hopes, and struggles of those around him. His focus narrowed, and his world became smaller, even as his successes grew larger. It wasn't until he witnessed a simple act of keenness, extending his hand to a stranger, that James realized that the ladder he climbed was leaning against the wrong wall. He has won the world but lost the value of contributing to the happiness of others, of being part of something bigger than himself. I pose to you now a question that pierces the heart of our common existence. How do your actions, your choices, and your words contribute to the happiness of the hive, the common buzz of humanity? It is a question that invites introspection, not as an exercise in guilt, but as a catalyst for growth. Please share your thoughts and actions, no matter how small, that have contributed to the happiness of others, because when we share, we inspire, and in inspiration, we find the way to change. The Stoics teach us that we are citizens of the world, interconnected and interdependent. To ignore the happiness of others is to ignore a fundamental part of our own nature, for when we put others down, we put ourselves down. It is a lesson not only about empathy, but also about understanding the intrinsic value of contributing to the common good. When we appreciate the happiness of others, we open up a deeper dimension of our existence. We see that when we help others, we help ourselves, not in a transactional sense, but with a deep awareness that our well-being is tied to the collective. It turns the story of our lives from a solitary journey into a shared journey, rich in the potential for connection, growth, and mutual flourishing. So, as we navigate the complexities of our lives, let us remember the Stoic advice to look beyond ourselves, to see the world as more than just a stage for dramatic plays. Our individual drama, but also as a community, a collective, a hive. Let us strive not only for personal success, but for the success of everyone, knowing that the happiness of others lies in our own happiness. Here we find not only the essence of Stoicism, but also the essence of humanity itself, the call to live not as isolated islands, but as part of a vast, beautiful archipelago, the beauty of human existence. On today's journey, we delve into the 8 habits that make you weak, exploring procrastination, dwelling too much on past mistakes, and ignoring the happiness of others. The above factors can significantly hinder us from achieving our true potential. If this video resonates with you, reshaping the way you view your daily habits and the impact they have on your life, we encourage you to take action. Like this video to support our community in promoting self-improvement. Share this video to spread this important message far and wide, helping others break free from the shackles of these weakening habits. Your opinion is invaluable to us. It creates space for mutual growth and collective intelligence, so please share your thoughts, experiences, and strategies for overcoming these habits. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our journey together towards strength, resilience, and a life of purpose. Let's turn our weaknesses into strengths together. Remember, change starts with a single step, and every like, share, and comment brings us all closer to a stronger, more fulfilled self.